Welcome to Business Book Daily. Today I'm breaking down a book about sales, emotional intelligence, and why the best reps understand the human side of buying. I'll cover the big idea, the practical business lesson, and 3 sharp insights you can use right away. Let's get into it. But first, a word from our sponsor. Want to sell more without adding fixed payroll? A lot of smart operators hire commission-only reps, experienced sellers who get paid only when they produce results. If that sounds like a smarter way to scale, post your opportunity at commissiononly.com. Thousands of motivated reps are actively looking for performance-based roles right now. Commissiononly.com. Today's book is Sales EQ by Jeb Blount. Blount is a sales trainer, speaker, author, and CEO of Sales Gravy, who teaches sales teams how to prospect, sell, negotiate, and close more effectively. His core argument is simple. Buying decisions are emotional before they're logical. Salespeople who can read buyers, manage their own emotions, build trust, and guide the conversation with confidence have a major advantage in complex sales. That's what makes this book useful. People don't buy from spreadsheets. They buy when they feel understood, safe, confident, and ready to change. A buyer may say they care only about price, features, or return on investment, but emotion still shapes the decision. The book makes a clear point. Sales teams can't rely only on scripts, product knowledge, or process. Those things help, but they're not enough. A strong salesperson also needs emotional control, empathy, timing, curiosity, and the ability to handle resistance without becoming defensive or desperate. One of the strongest ideas in the book is that sales is emotional before it's logical. Buyers may use facts to explain their decisions, but emotion often drives the decision first. They worry about making a bad choice, wasting money, looking foolish, or creating problems inside their company. A strong salesperson understands the emotional risk behind the business problem and helps the buyer feel confident enough to move. Another key lesson is that emotional control protects the deal. Sales conversations can trigger frustration, fear, impatience, or insecurity. A prospect may delay, object, go quiet, push for a discount, or challenge the salesperson. The best response isn't panic or pressure, it's calm control. Salespeople who manage their own emotions can think clearly, ask better questions, and keep the conversation productive. The book also explains why empathy creates trust. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything a buyer says. It means understanding what the buyer is feeling, what pressure they're under, and what outcome they need. When buyers feel understood, they're more likely to be honest about their concerns. That honesty gives the salesperson a better chance to solve the real problem. There's also a useful lesson about questions. Good questions uncover more than surface needs. They help the salesperson understand pain, urgency, decision process, hidden objections, budget pressure, and personal motivation. A weak salesperson rushes to pitch. A stronger salesperson slows down long enough to learn what's actually driving the buyer. Another important idea is that confidence has to be balanced with humility. Buyers don't want arrogance, but they also don't trust uncertainty. Salespeople need enough confidence to lead the conversation and enough humility to listen carefully. That balance helps them challenge weak thinking, guide the buyer through risk, and recommend the right next step without sounding pushy. So how do you apply this? Start by training your sales team to understand buyer emotions, not just product features. Ask what the buyer may be afraid of, what pressure they're under, what risk they're trying to avoid, and what would make them feel confident moving forward. A better sales process should include both business needs and emotional drivers. Next, coach emotional control during difficult sales moments. When prospects object, delay, negotiate hard, or disappear, salespeople often react too quickly. Teach the team to pause, ask clarifying questions, and stay steady. The goal isn't to overpower the buyer, it's to keep the conversation open long enough to understand the real issue. Then improve discovery questions. Instead of only asking what the buyer wants, ask why it matters, what happens if nothing changes, who else cares about the decision, what has failed before, and what would make the investment worth it. Better questions help salespeople move from pitching to diagnosing. After that, review your sales conversations for trust signals. Are reps listening more than they talk? Are they confirming what they heard? Are they rushing to close before the buyer feels ready? Are they avoiding hard questions because they fear rejection? Small changes in tone, timing, and curiosity can change the whole feel of a deal. Finally, make confidence part of your sales culture. Confidence comes from preparation, practice, product knowledge, customer insight, and clean process. Reps who are prepared don't need to fake certainty. They can guide the buyer calmly because they know the value, understand the problem, and have earned the right to lead the conversation. Now, here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, the best salespeople don't just understand the product, they understand the fear, risk, and pressure behind the buyer's decision. Second, sales confidence isn't loud. It's calm, prepared, curious, and steady when the conversation gets difficult. Third, a buyer's objection is often not the real problem. It's the first visible sign of an emotion the salesperson hasn't uncovered yet. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. Many of the best business books start as ideas leaders have been refining for years. Memoirghostwriting.com works with founders, executives, and industry experts to turn those ideas into polished business books that build authority, attract leads, and open doors. They handle everything from interviews to writing, to editing, to publishing. If there's a book in your head that should already be helping your business, learn more at memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today. See you next time.